cookies over here.
I wondered if you'd have cookies. I thought, should I go get cookies?
Go for it.
Yeah.
You can eat one for me, okay?
And me too.
I've already had two, so I'm up.
Oh, okay, so you already took care of it. You'll take care of eating my share then. That's good, perfect.
Well, I had to taste them, make sure they weren't bad, you know?
Exactly.
Bad
If they're
cookies,
bad, there's no point.
you know, bad cookies.
I made a new recipe and boy was it good. You have dates?
Never want to have, I can't have
Never.
dates right now.
I don't think I've ever met one though.
I haven't
Are
either.
they dry?
I've had bad cake, bad pastries, never bad cookies.
Because I
Weird.
have a recipe
Weird,
for,
yeah.
my son
I've
called
had
them hippie balls.
cookies that haven't
But
had
it was
flavor.
dates and coconut
But that's not bad.
and tiger nut
That's right.
flour
Weird.
and coconut
Probably
oil
gluten-free.
and collagen protein.
That bunny bud cake is kind of weird.
It's really good.
Bunny bud.
Mix it all into the food processor, turn it into little balls. I rolled it around in the coconut because I just thought it would be cute.
Wasn't Easter amazing?
And put them in the fridge.
It was wonderful. Little bitty
And
ones.
they're just little.
And that's why we didn't have a,
They took care of business when
I
I
don't know
was
how many
darn
of you realized why we
really
didn't do a
well.
prayer afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, because, you know, because I was up there and I was looking and 3 little families had gathered with their kids on the way up. All from that little one that was about a year and a half all the way up, and the teenagers, and Eileen couldn't see them. And she said, I said, no,
Come on in.
Yes.
because what are those kids gonna do when everybody gets in a circle? They're gonna leave. And,
Well, we wouldn't have fit. A circle? How many circles did you want? It's gonna be.
we had 52 people here.
That's amazing.
Come on in. That was
You
good.
didn't miss me.
Excuse me.
Oh, you didn't come? No.
Yes, you are.
See, I didn't miss you. There were so many people. No, the guy I was sitting next to, I said, I'm moving and it's not because you smell. Because I moved all the way away from it. I said, I can't see. And then the guy in front of us leaning this way. I said, and then her guy leaning this way. And we were just doomed. It's like, we're really trying to see the speaker at this point. We're just playing TikTok. You know, if somebody moves 6 chairs away from you, you think, you know, is there something wrong? And I was like, it's not.
I had a big disagreement with some people. I said, you're gonna sit back here. Well, we're gonna bring in new chairs. No, you're not. That happens every Sunday. People don't wanna sit next to each other, so they bring in more chairs and we get more and more, you know.
Empty space.
I said, no, sit down.
I did see you starting to say, no, you have to fill this one and fill this one.
I'm the only one that yells at the board when you see him. Sit down.
Good for you.
Don't.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Howdy, howdy. Hi, Gail. You surprised me. I talked to you and you didn't even tell me you were coming.
No, I said I wasn't going to be able to, and then things changed.
Well, I'm like that.
Well, welcome, welcome.
So I was like, yes.
Okay, welcome, welcome.
Is Smitty here? Is Smitty here? He's sick. Did you drive yourself? Oh my God! You can do it all by yourself. Wow, you've got confidence in your way.
She does it all by herself. She's been watching Frankie and Grace. Grace and Frankie.
I love Frankie.
No, she drives.
So funny.
She's like you, she can drive by herself.
I know, isn't that something?
And I hit every red light there ever was.
Because you were running late. They know, I swear they know.
They do.
You know, when I'm running late, I always have a little conversation.
Well, I want to mention some things that are happening at CCL, which are really interesting. Our wonderful Dr. Eileen is withdrawn as associate pastor because she's going to be very busy being president of UCM. And Annie Corbin is going to be our new associate pastor.
Yay!
And, so,
Awesome sauce.
because I was looking at different churches and nearly always whoever's the head of the choir is also the associate pastor. I mean, that's just what goes
The
along
natural
with it. And I know for sure she's going to be here twice a month.
So I'm now the chauffeur as well, right?
And Marge, Magic Powers, is helping write the CCL Insights.
Yay!
This will be her first one. It's going to be coming out tomorrow. And so we're all excited about having her do that. So you need a cup.
This hasn't even
Carol,
been
you have a
announced
cup
at
of
church
tea in
yet.
it. Gail, could you get Magic a cup with some tea in it? And who else came in? You all have tea in your cup?
Yes, ma'am.
No water, right? Just tea.
No water.
No water. No, because we want it really, really hot. Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I started
Look at
doing
you.
this
You're so
unbeknownst
cute.
to me that when I was 4 years old, we would drive all the way across town from Culver City to Inglewood, which now,
No, but that
now
has-
you can get on a wonderful freeway and do it in 10 minutes, then it took us an hour and a half at least to get there. And this lady served cookies. And my grandmother and my mother held a cup of tea, and I thought this was very civilized, you know, you can do that. I had no idea at that point in time that they were getting their tea leaves read. But I always loved to go, because she also had a dog I could play with. And so it was,
She had a what?
This as a dog.
A dog.
I remember this as this great experience to be in the car with just the three of us and drive all the way across town in the nighttime and go into this strange house, and then so I've been around tea leaf reading for a
I've
long time.
never known anybody who reads tea leaves.
Oh, well, it's also called tasography, and that comes from the ancient Chinese. Have you ever seen a teacup that the Chinese drink out of, and they don't have a handle, and they're like a little bell, and that's what it just came from. The word tasography came from the little bells, and they used to look in there and they could see omens, and you could see different things, and so by the patterns that are formed by the tea leaves. So this is one of the most ancient prediction tools that people have had, is looking at tea leaves, right up there with looking at the entrails of sheep and all the other stuff they use.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah,
I don't think I want to read the entrails of sheep.
I know. That would be
We're not doing that class.
That's not interesting.
Yeah, that's just no.
Or you can throw the bones, or you can.
You can throw the bones. You can do the ching. I mean, there's so many different
I
things.
have a bunch of rune stones. I haven't a clue what to do with.
Oh, we'll help you.
We'll help you with that.
Yeah,
We've got
they're fun.
tons of-
When I teach runes, I don't think I'm going to do it this year, but when I teach runes, I have you make your own. And so that's really neat. Then you get in touch with what the symbols are and what they mean. So during this time, I decided I was going to start reading tea leaves. And I looked at I had about maybe 20 books on how to read tea leaves. And each book said different symbols were different patterns meant something different. So I said, Mom, help! And so at the back here, you've got 3 pages of what they mean. Know that this isn't, some of these have been around for a long time, some of them are fairly new. Like a computer, if you see a computer in it, what it means, you know, that type of thing. So, and these are what you can look at later on as we get going with the tea. And there is so many, well, I'll tell you one of my favorite ones that I saw, and Annie's heard this many times before. In this guy's teacup, he had Abraham Lincoln riding backwards on a donkey with a top hat.
Oh, this is just nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. I said, do you see there's Abraham Lincoln riding backwards on a donkey? There is. But what it meant was there was that pattern. And you'll find that as you do this, and hopefully you do this later on, you'll get to noticing patterns quicker. Just like looking at clouds, you know. Have you ever been in a car with somebody who doesn't see anything in clouds?
Yeah.
I'm the anything, nope, don't ever see it.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
And we're driving along and saying, look at that doggy is chasing that boa constrictor after the dolphin, and the person in the back seat says, there, what? Where do you see that? In the sky.
And I say, I see cotton balls.
Yeah. So that ability to see ink blots, you know, anything like that, it is just Rorschach, yeah, where your eyes just go, oh yeah, and they form patterns. Well, that's what we're going to do today, is learn how to see those different patterns. And what I suggest, I hope everybody has a pen. If not, there's pens over there. Is after you've gotten your tea in your cup, the longer it sits, the more it starts to dry and flake. So you'll look there and you go, oh my gosh, I've got Grand Canyon with the sun shining over it, and there's a small bunny rabbit, and you look and the Grand Canyon disappeared, so did the bunny rabbit, but you still got the sun, because all of those dried and flaked down to the bottom of the cup. So I suggest when you look at that pattern, write it down. You got plenty of blank paper behind here and a pen, and just draw it, or as Corky suggested, take a picture of it with your phone. And then you can look at it and go,
I left
oh.
my phone home. I'll take a picture
We
with
can
my
send
phone.
it to you.
Oh, that's what that is. You can use these to foretell what's coming up. You can use them to answer a specific question, or you can use them to examine the past. So this is, I'm at 3 uses of tea leaf readings on the first page. You need a light colored. This is absolutely perfect. I'm going to use this. Tamara got this at a second-hand store, but it didn't come with a saucer, and you do need a saucer. The ones you have in front of you are from different people. Judy brought in the 6. Corky's moms are the ones with the band around them. The Judy's are sitting right here. And then Cheryl has her own. I mean,
I'm starting to wonder if mine isn't gonna work because it's got such a large band across the top.
I think, why don't you go with another one? Yeah. But see, this one is so perfect because it's absolutely clear and it's cheap. The best cups to use are cheaper because the more refined it gets, the better china it gets, the slipperier it gets. And so, Corky's moms are spode. I think that's pretty high quality. And
I have no idea.
Judy's look really nice. Yeah, looks
They
like-
might be, I
looks like
have no
bone
idea, they're
china.
from Congo, China, and they say, made in Japan.
But they're a good weight. They're a good weight.
If they say 1938, you got an antique there.
Well, I'm trying to think. The woman who gave them to me has got 10 years on me, and she's had them since she was a bride.
Yes.
Can you use a coffee cup?
So.
No. Okay, you want to know why?
What was the
See this mug in front of
My
see
hot water mug.
how the sides are vertical? And see that vertical side
I see,
that's
okay.
not flanged out, and that's why you want to use
No
a teacup.
mugs. This is a coffee cup.
Yeah, but it looks
But
like a
it's-
teacup
yeah.
because of the flange there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
this
a
is
mug.
probably a coffee cup too, in
Could
reality.
be a Demetas cup, yeah,
Yeah.
but it has that, that's
Yeah,
what
it
we're
looks
looking
like
for.
a teacup.
That's why I keep saying, this was made in China. It says China on the bottom of it, and so.
Well, that looks like a coffee cup
It's just
from a
ceramic
diner.
cup.
It's just a regular cup,
So
but
the
it's just
English cups
different.
are too thin.
It
It's
doesn't,
not that
and they
they're
can
too
be
thin,
really
they're
thin,
too-
it's just how
they're too shiny.
slippery they are on the inside.
Okay.
That's the
So-
whole thing.
What?
Now, if you want to drink the tea and you don't like this tea, you can get some, we've got decaf tea here, and you can cut the bag and sprinkle it in. But the problem with a tea bag, tea that's bagged, is it's real fine.
It's like powder.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not the best.
and you'll notice this has got some heft to it.
It's like coffee.
Yeah, it doesn't have much smell. It doesn't.
Smells lovely.
But it's not like the real aromatics. It's great. And this was used in a ferry house in Southern California. I went down there for my daughter-in-law's 50th birthday, and they had a tea party, and it was in a ferry house, and I did readings on people who own wineries in Southern California, people who owned it was a millionaire group there. And they were like little kids. They were so excited. This grown man who's worth more than we'll ever be comes running up. What does it say? What does it say? What's my cup say? And I've done readings like at Senior Citizen Place, and they remembered that their mother or their grandmother, especially if they were here from the Ukraine or someplace, in Europe, they go, oh, my grandmother used to read the tea leaves. And I've also done many times I've taught this class. Where else did I go and did them?
Where was,
What?
I'm trying to think of where was it?
I went to the Billy DePrank Center and
Did you ever do one on a ship, on a cruise?
No.
The last time I had a class with you on this was we were in the mansion.
Yeah, at the mansion?
No, because they're hard to carry. Teacups are hard to carry, and they have some teacups that they don't particularly want you using them. But no, I've just lectured on the cruise ship. I lectured about Alaska. That was really neat. I got
Photo
upgraded
boats.
to a one-bedroom place on the cruise ship.
You didn't do readings?
No, I
Even?
didn't.
Oh,
No, they said no. They didn't particularly want to have that.
oh.
Yeah, so I can tell you exactly how long ago that was because it was for my granddaughter's 10th birthday. We took her on a cruise. She now turned 30. So, okay,
Oh dear.
don't do milk or sweetener. It makes the leaves sticky.
Yeah.
You want them to be pliable and soft and be able to move around. And if you get them too sticky, you don't get much of any of that. Okay, so why are we going to do this? Because I want you all to learn how wonderfully psychic you are, how wonderful you are at the ability to interpret things. You know, we're going to teach a class later on that I teach you how to move clouds and change stoplights. Okay, that sounds like wow, but it is. You know, I'll have you pick out one little cloud and keep it still while the others move. Because you don't realize how powerful you are. Each one of you has this ability to do these amazing things, and you don't know it until you try it. And then that's what I want you to get out of this year-long, you know, how to get in touch with your abilities, whether it's seeing past lives. That's what the next class I'm going to do is past life, or getting in touch with spirit guides, whatever it is that you, because you're going to find one thing that you go, I didn't know I could do that. And that's amazing.
Oh,
Yes.
and the first class in May is going to be Cheryl.
She's
in
going to do
chakras.
chakras.
We're gonna talk about chakras.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's where you're going to be able to not realize that you've seen chakras all your life. You've seen lights, you've felt them.
Yeah, and then we'll see what abilities you have along those lines.
I see them when I close my eyes. It's the only time I see lights. So
Only
I
time
close
you
my
see
eyes.
lights are when you close your eyes.
They're
That
like
must
on
make
the-
it difficult to walk across the room.
Well, no, when you're talking about like chakra stuff, but when I close my eyes to pray or to meditate, depending on what they want me to do or work on or what seems to be going on, it's either going to be green or purple or yellow.
Good.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's weird.
Quick little aside, you know me, all these stories, but when I was a little girl and I couldn't go to sleep, and my mother said, you've got to go to sleep. No. And I'd close my eyes and I'd say, when I see an orange chair, I'm going to be asleep. Where
Every
did
time.
that come from? Never saw an orange chair.
Never slept?
I slept all the time. So somehow that orange chair came in and just knocked me out and I never even remembered it.
Isn't that
And I can do that now, but it's not quite as effective as when I'm, you know, when you're little, you believe anything.
Well, I got rid of nightmares by changing the story.
Mhm.
And because when I was a little girl, I had horrible, horrible nightmares.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, they were just lions and tigers and bears kind of nightmares. But when you're 3 and 4 years old, that's pretty scary stuff. But somebody said, say a little prayer on your way to bed, on your way, you know, down. Please only let me see nice clowns and clouds. And that's what my dreams were for a while.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
When I do readings and somebody comes in and their kids are having nightmares, I say, you know, go to Target or somewhere and get some of the pajamas they can wear that are Spider-Man or, you know, an action hero.
Superpower.
And empower them and say, you're like Spider-Man before they go to sleep, and it works. That same situation. Just change the story.
Yeah.
Just change what's going on. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is going to get a little sloppy and a little bit messy, okay, because we're all going to get some hot water, and please all take a napkin, because what you're going to do is you're going to...
Oh, we have lots.
We have 2 pots of hot water, and it's hot, it's boiling. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your cup and you're going to fill it about 3/4 of the way. Come on in, Kim. So you're going to take your cup and, Corky, could you help her get some tea? Sure. And fill it about 3/4 of the way. Now the trick to all of this is not what do? Do you drink it or not drink it? I don't care whether you drink it or you don't drink it. But you only want to have about that much liquid left at the bottom of the cup. And then you slosh. Now, how many of you ever sloshed tea?
I can't smell
Yeah. What you're doing is you're just, you know, just sloshing it around. It's a wrist movement.
How long do you let it steep before you?
About 2 minutes.
Oh, so
1 to 2 minutes, very short.
So do we say a question? Do we pick which one we're doing
Right.
while we're drinking and while we're
Yeah,
sloshing?
you can, and see, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do one for you and then you're gonna do one for somebody else. Okay, so you wanna figure out what, thank you so much for asking, Tamara. So you're gonna ask you're gonna ask the leaves a question, or you can say, I wonder what's going to happen, and that's a very difficult one to answer. The tea leaves, who knows what's going to come up, but that's fun too. Or you can just say, is my gallbladder gonna start getting better? Who knows what it's gonna show you for that one. You can ask anything you want, but you're gonna do this twice and then you're gonna read somebody else. So this is what I want. But
So
this,
2 questions, so.
you can ask one time, one the next time.
Okay.
But as I said, I want you to realize when I said it's gonna get kind of sloshy. You can slosh it around, but you wanna make sure that some of the leaves get all the way to the top of the ground, okay? Because that's where the positive things are. That's where the metaphysical, that's where the psychic stuff comes. And you're going to see this wonderful cup that was handmade by Corky. And you'll see the A is the handle of the cup. And this represents you. You're in charge of what's coming up in your future. That's the handle of the cup. And everything then relates to it, you know. So here we have, this says it's A in the diagram. It's not, it's B.
Okay, so A is the handle.
It says A is the handle. No, it's not. A is, I'm sorry.
A is the rim.
A is the rim. Okay, you got a pen? Let's do this. Okay, A is the rim of the cup.
Everybody have a pen?
Yeah. B is close to the rim. C is in the diagram, and D is the bottom of the cup.
I didn't hear C.
A, B, C. C is physical problems and concerns.
And D is the bottom of the
And
cup?
D is the bottom of the cup. Yeah. I wondered why I run out of letters. Okay, and it's usually not red. Directly below the handle. Okay, directly below the handle. That represents the past. And directly opposite the handle is the future. You've all got this written down here. Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah.
A is the rim.
A is the rim. B is close to the rim.
A is the rim.
C is the middle of the cup.
Okay, wait a minute. Writing. C, middle. D, bottom.
Uh-huh.
F. E, F.
Uh-huh. F is, and this is right up here, number 7. F is below the handle, and 8 is across, is E is in the diagram represents the future.
D is what? D.
It's on your
D
paper
is the
here.
bottom.
The bottom of the cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
right here in
And the
front of
actual
me.
handle doesn't have a letter then, right?
No, it
No,
doesn't.
handle does not have a letter.
That's where you started off.
That's where I started off wrong, yeah. It's
And F is the future as well?
F
No,
is
F is
past.
past.
F is past. Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, it's written right there on the top of, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you were waiting
Although-
to, yeah.
Handle of the cup.
It's, although it
A
says the
in
handle of the
diagram.
cup.
And it's
It's
represents
actually,
It's A is the rim of the cup.
But on your paper, it says the handle of the cup. A is
Yeah.
the
That's how come she got off.
and 2 is the rim of the cup,
Right.
B in the diagram.
Yeah, and then B.
So does the rim represent us?
In charge of it.
Does the rim represent you? It's associated with spiritual and metaphysics.
Okay.
So this is wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me.
Yeah, I was off, I was doing it late last night and I went, okay.
Okay, so we have. C
A is
C
a-
is the middle of the cup.
B is close to the rim. A is the rim of the cup.
And the middle of the cup is?
B.
C. C. The
Oh, C,
middle-
I'm sorry, the middle of the cup is C, yeah.
C.
Close to the rim is B, you were asking me what B was.
I was, yeah, C, and then close to the bottom of the cup, doesn't
Okay.
have a letter. D.
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 D is the
And
bottom.
the bottom of
Wait a
the
minute,
cup.
A,
is the
let's
bottom.
go, A is the rim. Put it right next to number 2.
Yep.
B is close to the rim, put it
Yep.
next to 3.
Right,
C is the middle of the cup,
yeah.
okay, put it next to 4. D, A, B, C, D.
D is close to the bottom.
of the cup.
Close to the bottom.
And 6 is bottom of the cup, that's D.
No.
No, there is no bottom of the cup.
There is no letter for
bottom of the cup.
Okay.
with E.
A, B, C, D,
So
okay.
make it G. So.
No, there's no number for the bottom of
So
the cup.
E and F are 7 and 8, and they're correct.
Right.
Yes.
Past and future.
So, the bottom of the cup is
The bottom of the cup.
is 6.
So
Is 6.
We'll call it 6.
Everything else is not letters, let's call it 6.
Boy,
Okay,
We got it more complicated.
so,
Six.
to
Yeah,
clarify,
right.
just for me, when we're holding the handle, that's representing us, our energy.
right,
So then, but in the diagram, A is the rim of the cup.
yeah.
So when she says the handle represents you, that's what she means. Not when something lands on the handle, but when you're holding this handle, that represents you and your energy. And then A is the rim and so on.
Right,
Correct?
right,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
Okay, so can I take that as the next step?
Right.
So, is there meaning behind me energetically holding the handle and physically holding the handle? Versus if I'm doing a reading for someone else, do I want them to hold the handle?
You want them to hold the handle because.
Because that's charging the cup.
That's charging the cup. Yeah.
Well, she was holding it with her left hand also.
They do the sloshing.
They do the slush,
Do you do it with your right hand or your left hand?
right hand or left hand?
I would like for you to do it with your right hand, even
Right.
if you're not ambidextrous or if you're left-handed. Please hold it with your right hand. Because, okay, what's the right side of you do? It gives. The left side,
Receipts.
right, right. Okay, so you're energizing the cup, okay? Oh, that's a rough beginning, sorry. I thought I was doing
From
so
the top,
well.
please. I'm sure I've got enough.
Ask Corky if there's white out, because
I'm really gonna need it.
I know I have some at work, but I don't know if I have any here.
No, I'm kidding, I rewrote it.
Okay, so, here you, I thank you again, well, this is perfect, it's good size, everybody can see it. There you go, you are in charge. When you do a reading, you're gonna turn, and we'll get into that, you're gonna always use your left hand, because you are getting the information. So when you're gonna, that's why you need a saucer, because you're gonna be turning the cup. And so, okay, so now let's go through.
So make sure, before you turn your cup, you put napkins under your saucer. Because you will spill.
Oh, yeah.
And
you
on
will.
Yeah,
your
we've already
saucer,
doubled up
and
some
on-
napkins here.
And on your saucer too.
Yeah, so if you're reading for yourself, do you still use the left hand?
Yeah, and when you give it to the other people, they use their left hand.
Okay. Okay, now I'm totally confused. I thought they used their right hand when we're doing a
They're
reading
gonna
for
be
them.
holding the cup with their right hand.
Yeah, so what do they do as a reader with their left, what do they do with their left hand afterwards?
When there's a readee, they're going to do the same thing. They're gonna put it down and they're gonna turn it 3 times counterclockwise.
Turn it with the left hand.
Turn it with the left hand.
Slosh it with the right.
Or
Turn it
slosh
with
it with whatever hand is best to slosh
Oh,
with.
okay.
Yeah, you don't have to, because a lot of people are left-handed, they
Yeah,
slosh
oh,
it.
okay.
The sloshing is a mechanical thing that you do to get rid of the moisture.
So we're gonna slosh all the water out, we're not gonna pour it out?
Well, you're gonna pour as much, if you don't drink it.
I was gonna
see,
say, wasn't drinking part of that?
Yeah, no, because if you need to have it steep. Okay, I love that word steep, that's a good old tea reading word. You let it steep for 2 minutes.
Right.
Okay, and then it's gonna be cool enough, if you wanna drink it, you drink it. If you're not into drinking it, you go and pour it out in the colander in the sink, so we don't stop up the plumbing. They didn't like us at the mansion for doing that.
Oh, boy.
And take it down to about, take it down to about 1/8 of an inch, and then slosh, 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 slosh.
To get the rest of it out.
To get the rest of it out. And then when you're done, you're gonna put your cup down on your saucer with the napkin there.
So you do want the napkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna turn that, okay, counterclockwise with your left hand. At least three turns.
Because we're not gonna
It's
care
okay if the
about the
leaves
leaves that go
fall
into the,
Onto the napkin on the saucer, that's fine.
What?
It's okay if the leaves fall onto the napkin on the
Sure,
saucer.
if you want to, yeah.
yeah, we're not reading them.
Because that's not what we're reading, we're
That's
reading
not
what's
what
left
you're
in the
reading,
cup.
yeah, okay. And then you pick it up, and I would pick it up with my right hand, because if I pick it up with my left, it'll be on the floor, because I'm very uncoordinated with my left hand, okay? Now,
Question,
yes,
Question.
because you said because we're doing these for ourselves, you want our energy right hand on the handle, but when we turn it, we're doing left hand.
just to, because we're extracting the
No,
water,
you're
or?
receiving energy, and the energy you're receiving is what's going in here. See,
Okay.
you are controlling the leaves through your positive energy, through your spirit guides, through your psychic abilities. That's what's really doing it.
Okay,
Okay, and that's why you're doing it.
okay.
And you all know what counterclockwise is?
That away.
Yep, that's right.
To the left.
Did you just point up?
I'm on this side of you, you look like you're like, excuse me?
I had to stop.
We
think,
pray
that's why I did.
to spirit counterclockwise. No, if you want to drink the tea before reading the leaves, fill up the cup with hot water and brew the tea to your liking. It takes about at least 2 minutes to steep. Green and black teas are usually ready in a minute or two, while herbal teas may take longer. Let your tea steep and leaves are pliable. So you want them to be able to move. While your tea is steeping, quiet your mind as in a beginning meditation. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just relax and think of nothing. As you drink this first cup, for the second cup you can ask the leaves a specific question to be revealed. Focus on our breath and the taste of the tea. Because right now, you ask us, we're going to do it twice. But the first time is more meditative. Get used to doing this so that you can do it. And then the second time you can really ask a specific question. Okay? And as it goes on, if you prefer not to drink the tea, place your right hand, your giving hand, over the cup to energize it for about 2 minutes or so. And then dump out most of the leaves. Retain a small amount of tea at the bottom of your cup. So you get the difference there. If you're drinking it, it's really getting energized. If you're going to pour it out, before you do, just put your right hand over it and just energize it. Okay. And then you're going to be doing it. Okay. And then you do the swishing or swirling or sloshing or whatever you want to call it, and just go round and round. And it's your wrist motion. Allow the cup to tip sufficiently for small amounts of water to spill over the top and drip into a sink or bowl. Now we do have a bowl, Corky. We have that big metal bowl, so we can have more than one person sloshing at the same time.
Sure.
Okay?
We can just have a sloshing good
And
time.
you're gonna have a sloshing good time. But you're gonna lose a few leaves during the sloshing process. But if you go slowly, they will tend to clump. So you want to just to get a good sloshing motion going. You got to go home and practice your sloshing. But use it however it turns out. I've had people have a cup that all it has is just a ball of leaves at the bottom. And they say, I can't read this. And I go in and say, we see this. And you'll find that it gets easier as you do it. And so, okay. And so, and there goes. 7 is what I was talking about. Rotate the cup 3 revolutions in a clockwise direction using your left hand. And it just, okay.
Yeah, you said counterclockwise.
When did we go clockwise?
Paper says clockwise. Which way's right?
Remember, she pointed that way.
Which way is that?
Clockwise is like this.
Counter.
That's counter. Huh, okay.
Hang on.
You
If you're turning it towards your right, you're going clockwise. If you're turning it towards your left, you're going counterclockwise.
Okay, which way do you prefer? Because it really doesn't make any difference.
Now you tell me.
And we get to knock ourselves out
I
and try
personally
either
go
one.
clockwise just because A, I'm right-handed, and B, I think about when you're casting a circle, you do it clockwise. So that's my personal what I do.
Whatever, really, because it's still doing the same thing to the leaves. You just want to get those leaves.
With your right hand.
Yeah.
It's always the intent that's behind it, right?
It's the
So
intent.
Oh, wait,
I like the last line.
the
There's
left,
no wrong way to read leaves. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, there's no wrong way, yeah.
Peppy.
the turning is with the left hand.
Yes,
Okay.
that for sure
It's
is
the swishing is
Is
the
the
right
swishing,
hand.
yeah, with
Because
your
you're
hand.
holding onto this, you said, and you want to
Yeah.
energize it.
Want to
And it's
energize
the
it.
turning
So-
that's left
So
hand.
I'm just gonna do this and turn.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
simple.
You go,
Sure.
first of all, there's this much left.
We can do it 10 times.
This much, slosh, 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 I don't care, slosh, 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 slosh. And you put it down, pick it up with your left hand and turn it over and you turn it any way you want. You want it clockwise. Your right hand clockwise feels better than counterclockwise, yeah. Yeah, that's why she's a
Just turn it.
new associate.
That's why I went the new associate.
She knows her right, she knows her right from her left.
And you're gonna draw, you know, look at the tea leaves, and I'm gonna come around and say, oh, have you seen this, have you seen this, have you seen that? And so, and this is gonna take a while, because we're gonna set up 2 stations for you to do this, but, and Gail, do you think you can help? You've taken this class how many times?
Few.
A few. And so,
I've never had a real knack for it.
oh, that's why I'm wondering if you could help them slosh.
Yeah.
In charge of sloshing.
Great.
Okay, good.
So you're a good slosher, but not necessarily feeling comfortable with the reading part. I
Okay.
think that's all it is.
Okay, so we'll just, so who wants to start first? Oh, Judy.
We all wanna go.
Okay, Carol, go.
I already filled my cup. When you said, we're gonna fill our cup, I went and filled it.
No, with tea, not with water.
Yeah, with water, I did
Oh,
it.
she's
because
got one
you told me
for you
that.
now.
She's
She's
like
just
squashing
watching
it.
I just meant tea.
What?
I'm-
Yeah.
We
Both
all
of those
have-
are water.
We all have tea.
You all, there's hot water here and there's hot water over there.
Yeah, they're both hot water.
I'm started.
Okay. You are, well, come on, come on in. Okay, what did you get out of it?
I have a slosh dinner. I smell it, yeah.
Did you get water?
Yeah.